All right, let's do a recap of my trades last week. That's January 16 to 20. Let me double check if I have the dates here correctly. Yeah, 16 to 20th. Yeah, that's it. Uh, so I'm down 37 USD. It's much worse than the week before. I think I was down like 22, 25. All right, so let's break down what happened last week, and I will try to get as much lesson as I can to improve my trading moving forward. All right, so let's go with the first one. So it's this one. Um, this was Monday, right? Pre-New York, right? Pre-New York, before New York Open. Uh, so my idea here is that this is already a reversal. That's what my idea is, and true enough, right? I think that it was a reversal from here, right? So my idea here is that so I have this um, so I have this, how do you call it, target right here. So my idea is as soon as the as soon as the next candle, so I took the trade 5 minutes after this candle, right? After this candle closes. So my idea is the moment it breaks the high, I will put a buy order, and my I think my stop here is 3996, somewhere around here, right? So I think I was trying to cover this. I was trying to cover this range here. Hold on. There you go. I was trying to cover this range, 3996 something, right? So that was the idea. And my stop loss is all the way until here. Okay. So, well, what I really wanted here, I remember what I really wanted to do was to have the stop loss around this, the lower wick, below the lower wick of the previous candle. However, I figured the stop loss would be quite too big for me. So yeah, this is the first lesson, right? The moment or before I put in a trade, right? Because I have a plan, right? I know that I will put a trade the moment it breaks the high of the previous candle. So I have a plan. I should know before putting in a trade how much in pips am I gonna lose if ever I'm gonna lose, right? So that's the stop loss, and what's the TP, right? A TP, I think it doesn't really matter for me, because I think I can't really control how much I would win, right? But I can control how much I would lose, and that's something that I want to do. I want to manage risk. I want to learn how to manage risk moving forward, right? That's something that I'm still really not good about it. I'm really bad managing my risk so far. So let's do this. So that's the stop loss. So if I could turn back time, what I would do here is to use a volume, a lot size, such that if I lose, it's something that is within my plan, right? I think if I lose, if I put um the stop loss really right below this lower wick, I think I'm gonna lose like 20 or more USD, right? So yeah, that's what happened. That is what happened on this one. So I closed on break even. Why? Because in the lower time frame, this is what happened. In the lower time frame, nothing. Right, my bad. So the trade that I put in, it was all right. I'm a little confused now. Okay, my bad. I'm on the 15-minute candle. Anyway, so that was the trade. So I opened and then I closed here. Why? Because the movement of the candle, the movement of the candle, even the first candle that I open the trade on, right? It's doji. Okay, there's a 50-50 chance that the next candle would go up, right? But the next candle did go up, but no upper wick or higher wick. So I decided to close on break even, right? Um, so yeah, that's what happened. That's the 0.25 profit, but that's really a break even. Okay. So I tried putting in a trade again. So let's go back on the 30-minute candle. Okay. So there's a bearish candle here that broke the low of the previous two 30-minute candles. And for me, that's a strong signal that it's gonna go down, right? For me. Okay. Um, so I think for sells, I think that's quite too early because there is, as you can see here, there's a resistance, previous resistance around here, right? Um, so yeah, think it would be better to have sells below this lower wick, the lower wick of this candle. Okay. So yeah, I tried to put a sell in, but it did not turn out the way I expected it, right? So I put in a put in a sell order there. Let's go back to 30-minute because um, it already broke the previous low of this bearish candle. So I was anticipating that it would go all the way down, right? So the moment I put in the trade, I moved to the lower time for 5 minutes to see where I can possibly uh, to see if so I go to lower time frame if so that if things are going right, I can see where I would stop. And this is how I stop my trade, right? This is how I manage my loss. So there's a sell order here. The next candle, it just broke the previous lows of the smaller um, the previous two 5 minute candles. So and then it closed right there. So I just stopped and I called it a day. Did I call it a day? No, no. All right. So I still managed to get something here. Um, this is the 15:30. That's New York Open, right? That's New York session. I mean, and let's see what happened here. So there's a buy. Let's go back to 30 minutes because this is usually the time frame that I look at. Okay, so I gave my trade, my buy trade, another chance, right? So this is a really good example here. So I put in a trade the moment the next candle went past through the highs of this the previous 30-minute candles, right? So there's a buy, and I was still hoping to cover this 3996, but the candle. No, my TP was a little okay. So I was a little ambitious on this one. Um, 3996. I think I missed to think that this should be where my stop loss is. The previous resistance here. Sorry, my TP could have gotten more, right? But yeah, that's part of the game. So it closed um, bullish, and then I decided to close. And then there's another trade here, right? Still a buy, still a buy. So there was a bearish candle here, and that's a 30 minute. This is a strong confirmation, right? So I was waiting for it to break the low of this so that I can sell. However, it actually broke the high of this. So there was a small um, pullback. That's when I put in my buy. However, things were not as let's go to the smaller time frame so that we have a better view. Right, so it's this one. Yeah. So there's a bearish candle 5 minute. I opened the trade 16:45. I was waiting for something to happen, but the price action here, it just was just trying to respect this one. So 1 minute in, I knew this is not gonna happen. So I decided to put a stop. So really, my idea here for the entire day is to see the price go back to 4K, and I'm pretty confident that it will hit 4K again. It will retest 4K is a whole number. It's a very big chance that the price will retest 4K level, and it did. It is just that I did not wait long enough for it to happen, right? I had my doubts, um, but yeah, it did. Later on, it did 4K, exactly 4K, and then price went down, right? So really, the idea was there, and the idea was correct. The execution, I would say, is poor. Risk management is also poor. So at the end of the day, I think, yeah, I would say it's still a loss, $1 loss, right? So following day, 17 of 17th of January. Where is that? 17th of January. Okay. So this was a buy. All right. So um okay, if I remember correctly, Tuesday last week there was a news. If I remember correctly though. There is a news, right? This one. So I remember what happened here. So the price there was like a surge. So the moment the 15:30 mark started, this candle started, the price just went off, right? So I FOMO'd. Oh no, there's a news, there's a big news coming. It's not really big news, but every time I see a red, I feel like it's going to make the price is gonna do something significant, right? So quick move to the upside. I FOMO'd. I put a buy on near the top, right? That's a really bad um, trade right there. And so the price went back down to this range. I decided to close -7, right? So 5 minutes later, I tried the same thing because I saw the candle break the low of this one, so maybe it's about to go down, right? Um, no, I'm saying the wrong thing. Okay, so this was another buy, right? So I was just trying to try again my idea here. But it did not really break the high of this, right? So I think this is another mistake from my end, not waiting for confirmations. So yeah, tried another buy and lost way more. And by that time, I should have stopped, right? I should have stopped, but I decided to go and try once again and lost again. But the idea was the same. The execution, the planning was just off. You see here. So I put a buy, right? And I think that's an okay buy, right? That's an okay buy, I would say, because it really did break the high of this, right? And I think my mistake here was that the stop loss was just pretty tight. I put my stop below the candle, below the low of the previous candle. Okay, so look at the time here. So I bought 6 and 12. A couple minutes later, after the next 15-minute candle um, opened, I decided to close it. Right. So in hindsight, I think that, that's still a pretty good loss, right? Risk management here and management risk here. I think that's still good, but um, now that I'm really looking at it, it's it should be something around here, right? The stop loss. But yeah, that's something that I need to learn. Moving forward, that's still a loss. So yeah, that day was a losing day. So let's move on to the next day. Um, okay. So this next day there was a news, right? So let's see what news was here. We have PPI, right? So it's another news with a red tag here, high impact, and it really showed a really a good um, range here, right? But here's the thing. I think what I did here was that I tried to put in a yeah, I think this was also a FOMO. So yeah, this is another lesson for me because while I'm doing this recap, I feel like I forget some of the details, right? And I really did not like review this trades before I put up this video. But really, I don't have enough time to do that for past couple of days this weekend because I was pretty busy with some other stuff. So I'm trying um to do the recap on a Monday, which is a trading day for me. So another lesson would be maybe I would start using a template for documentations so that I would know what exactly happened here, right? So it's easier for me to review and to recap my weekly trades. Anyway, so yeah, I did try to write the news, didn't went well. But later that day, I have a couple of wins, right? So here, I put in a buy. My idea here is that there's a 18 January. Okay, so my idea here is that in so there's a range here, right, from the news release, right? And this candle, I tried to break that one, but it really did not, break it. So I figured it might go back up because during this time, this is still within 15 minutes of the news release, so the price is still pretty volatile. So I figured, it might go up, right? So yeah, I did put in a buy. My stop loss was I remember is around here, right? 3992 was the low of this. 3992, yeah. So my stop loss was the low of this. Um, and then it turned out good. So it went back up. Um, so I closed near the support, the previous support here. So I closed on that one. However, the price continued moving up, right? I do not have a runner. I haven't tried something like that. And then on the next candle, I tried to ride the the move up, right? I predicted during this time that somehow the price will try to cover this, right? That's why I keep putting in the buys, and that's why there's also pretty small wins here, trying to put a buy. Um, but yeah, that's still a good one. So I closed around the previous resistance here. Yeah, so that's another key level, right? So that's good. The next candle it broke the high of the previous one, so I put in another buy. But I close immediately. Yeah, after 1 minute because it's not really moving in the direction that I wanted it to be. So yeah. Um, so that's another small win. Small win. And then let's go to the next day. That's Thursday. So I only had one trade here, and it's a really good one. So this one I started to, to even to try to be, to manage my risk better. I decided to use a smaller lot size of just one. This is also because at this point I think the balance is around like 60-ish, something like 65 or 66, something like that. So I figured I shouldn't be putting in, 2.5s or uh, twos even. So yeah, I think this that's really a good sign now that I look at it. I actually started doing that the day before, right? I started reducing my volume size, but it's really here when I decide when I realized that I gotta be smart, more smart, this time around because this week was already losing and I can't afford losing more. Okay. I can't afford losing more. Actually, I still can't afford losing more. With this account, I'm actually expecting this one to get blown. Really. I wanted to make as much mistake that I can before I try to switch it into a more little bigger account. But I would only do that if I ended up being profitable with this smaller accounts. So anyway, let's continue. So yeah, so this was a really good one. As I've mentioned, that's already done. Um, 19. All right, so here we go. So 19, there was a buy. Um, Yep. So this one, so there's a new support form around here, right, in the 5 minute. Um, and then I saw the candles just trying to move down, but it's creating higher highs and lower lows. Sorry, higher lows, right? Even this next candle where I started to put in the trade, it attempted to go down, but it respected this previous candle, right? So I figured it might be a buy. It might go up, I mean. And then I put my stop loss somewhere around 39.96 was the low of this. 39, yeah, just the low of this candle, right? So yeah, that's my stop loss, and I just decided to cover this wick right here, and then put in close the trade. It's a pretty good one. If I waited a little bit more, I would have gotten more pips. But yeah, this was really part of the plan. This is something that I learned watching the streams from Raja and Donvo. You just wanted to capture one candle at a time, not the entire like move, because maybe one day you do that. But while you're starting, just like me, might not happen, right? And then let's see, Friday, this was off stream. Thursday and Friday, I did not put in stream. I was pretty busy with some other stuff. I was on the phone the entire time when I was trading. Um, so yeah, let's see here. This is 20, 15, 40. Weird. I couldn't see my trade. Alright, it's plugged in. So yeah, I couldn't seem to see my trade on the 20th. It's supposed to be 1540. The time was 1540. Um, this is 14, 15. Oh my goodness, that was gold. That was gold. Okay, yeah. So Friday, gold. Why? Because I was watching Donvo's stream during this time, and I was following along. But they tried to close break even, so I just followed everything that they did. But yeah, it's not that significant for I think for the recap. So I think that's it. So yeah, I will try to to improve. So far 2023, 2 weeks in, still losing. Yeah, I will try to improve this week.